the fully loaded CR-V worth it? We'll find out in today's video. I'll include a link to the Stockton 12 Honda's website in the description down below. I'll also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Powering this is a hybrid 2-liter 4-cylinder that puts out 204 horsepower and then 247 pound-feet of torque. Fuel economy is 40 around town, 34 on the highway. The more of you that are subscribed, the more access I get to cars to review for you, so I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. Now, sorry about this car being a little bit dirty, it just came off of the transport. But anyways, sharp angular design for the lights. You've got little rocket boosters there at the bottom, or at least looks like that. And the grille in this loaded up version is blacked out. So altogether, you have a more premium finish in a lot of the trim pieces. Tire wheel setup is 235 by 55 by 19. The wheels are completely blacked out. I do find it surprising they didn't paint the fender flares or the side molding there, but at least we get blacked out mirror caps and window trim. And altogether, the contrast with the black and this metallic gray looks good. When it comes to key fob features, we've got our lock and unlock function, remote start, we got the opening for the hatch, and then the Honda logo there in the back. And let's now pop inside. Power. Honda does give you a 12 volt here in the back, and you've got plenty of space. No space under the load floor because of the hybrid, but still, it's practical. And when you're all done, of course, you have power function there, and you can power set the height of the hatch in terms of how high it opens. Really cool taillight design here in the rear. You can see the Sport Touring badge down below. Love the little graphic for the foot opening for the hatch as well. That will sum things up for the exterior. Let's now pop inside. Cool blacked out trim at the top of the door panel. You can see the orange stitching down below with the soft touch. And then you got more of that orange stitching. The seats are perforated all down the center too. Good legroom here in the back. We also have some USB ports back here and some vents. And then headroom here in the rear is really good. We do have keyless entry for up front, and let's pop in. More of that blacked out trim with the soft touch over the front door panel. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors, and then you've got memory seat functionality down below, and the mirrors are power adjustable. More of that nice soft touch trim here at the front seat, perforated all down the center. Power adjustments on the side with lumbar support. The passenger seat is just power adjustable. Let's start it up. Soft touch all around the steering wheel with the heated steering wheel function there at the bottom. We've got our adaptive cruise control here on the right hand side with your lane centering function, and then you also have your voice command volume controls on the left side. Little paddles for the hybrid regen system on the back. Nice digital gauge cluster. You can customize the information that's displayed in either gauge depending on what you want to see. Backup camera in reverse. Good resolution with the system overall. And I said good, not great. Anyways, quick response time with the screen. It does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You have some physical shortcut buttons there with little volume control built in too. Got this cool trim with the vents all across the dash. Dual zone climate controls with heated seats. This is also equipped with some USBs, a 12 volts, and a wireless phone charging pad. And if that wasn't enough for you, we have a real shifter with this. Drive mode select right next to that with your hill descent, parking brake, and then your brake hold feature. A couple cup holders behind that, nice trim on the center console. Here, plenty of storage space inside too, so that's a win. And then just a regular sunroof up top. 2026 hybrid sport touring, 43,645. Let's see how the CR-V loaded up performs. Let's set off in the loaded up CR-V. Now, I'm gonna just say this right off the bat. Honda. Cooled seats. Why don't you have cooled seats in this? I just don't understand. You know, it's a $43,000 CR-V, top of the line. Kind of a stingy choice, if you ask me. Yeah, if this was, you know, $30,000 and it didn't have cooled seats, I'd be like, oh yeah, it's okay. But 43 grand, no cooled seats, no 360 camera. I've been seeing this in a lot of my Honda reviews, but my hope is that someone at Honda will watch this and go, you know what? That Ben Hardy guy's got a point. Let's add some cooled seats and a 360 camera. That's my hope. Time will tell. So, yeah, gotta love the steering on this thing. Yeah, electric racks, you know, you don't get a lot of feedback, which is nice because then when you go over bumps and stuff, it doesn't jostle the steering all over the place. But they're also just so direct. And this hybrid system is very smooth. Like, look at that. Again, not crazy with the power, but it's so smooth. If you can afford a hybrid CR-V, that is the way to go in my opinion. You know, the regular turbo four-cylinder. It's not a horrible powertrain, but it's just not smooth like this. This has such a good acceleration. Like, I would not complain if Honda completely dropped the four-cylinder turbo and only offer this powertrain in the CR-V. And frankly, if they offered only this in the Civic as well, then I wouldn't complain. I think that would be, like, yeah, be completely cool with that. Yeah, the interior of this is nice. You know, this is pretty, it's not like a luxury car by any means, but it's premium feeling. And I think that's something that, again, Honda's done a really good job with the new CR-V. Look at that. It's so seamless. Like, you don't feel the transitions. It's so nice. Great hybrid system in terms of the performance. So, performance is good. Ride quality is good. Like I said, there's a couple features this is missing in my opinion, but it's pretty loaded up for the most part. Should you go for the loaded up CR-V hybrid? I think not. I think not. I think the sweet spot is Sport, or maybe even a Sport L. Sport Touring. It's just, if it had those features, then I'd say, okay, there's an argument to be made. But because it lacks those two features, I think that the Sport or Sport L just makes sense from a value perspective with the hybrid. You know, sub $40,000. You get lots of nice features with those two. And probably the Sport L is probably the best one to go for. Let me know your thoughts on the CR-V hybrid, this loaded up version, but I think that this version of the CR-V is a little bit of a miss for Honda. If they just added the cooled seats and a 360 camera, then this would make a lot more sense. CR-V hybrid sport, yada yada yada. It's kind of Honda's more affordable hybrid CR-V, so not dirt cheap by any means, but it's got some nice features. I just actually reviewed a Trail Sport, and the Trail Sport basically has all the same equipment this has, but then it's more money because you got the Trail Sport name. So if you want all the same equipment and cool looks like the Trail Sport, this provides that at a lower price point. So I think that's a good value for buyers. Man, I should have adjusted this stuff before I started driving.